Hello, welcome once again to our playlist on mastering quadratic equations. So in this video, we'll be looking at one of the methods or forms of solving quadratic equations. Of course, what we are going to start with is the method of factorization, factoring a quadratic equation. Remember, in the last video, we introduced the concept of a quadratic equation. So now we are going to be diving straight into the factorization or factoring method of a quadratic equation. So we have factoring quadratic equation. So factoring. Now, factoring a quadratic equation simply means expressing this quadratic equation in the form of two binomials. Remember, we said a quadratic equation is a form of a polynomial, right? So when we talk of a binomial, we mean two terms. So we need to express this quadratic equation in the form of two binomials. And how do we do it? So we have, for example, a quadratic equation x squared plus 7x plus 12 equals 0. Good. This is a good example. Now, how can we factor this quadratic equation? It means we have to express this quadratic equation in the form of two binomials. So either x will be plus or minus a number into x plus or minus a certain number equal to 0. So whatever we have here, the number will express it and equate it to 0. So we'll be able to have roots. So how do you do this? Remember, this is our A, this is our B, and this is our C. Ax squared plus bx plus c, our general form. So the first thing when you want to factor a quadratic equation, if it is an equation which can be factored, because not all equations are easily being factored, that's why we have other methods like the quadratic formula and the graphic methods. So in case you verify this is a quadratic equation. Now, this is our constant c. Look for two numbers. Just look for two numbers whereby the product of that two numbers will give you this constant c. So in other words, which two numbers when I multiply will give me 12? So that's the first thing you have to think. Which two numbers when I multiply will give me this constant c? Of course, it is 3 and 4. If I have 3 multiplied by 4, of course, I'm having 12. It has given me the constant c. So of course, in my mind, I already know that 3 and 4 can go. But I'm still yet to conclude. What of this other constant b? I ask myself, those two numbers, when I add those two numbers, will it give me this constant b? Now I come again. 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. Yes, it has given me this constant b. Now I'm satisfied with my numbers. So I'm done. So now I have x plus 3. I just add. The two numbers are, remember, positive 3 and positive 4. Not negative 3 or negative 4. exactly as the numbers are being multiplied and added and giving me the constant c and the constant b. That is how I put them. So it is plus 3 and plus 4. So I have my x plus 3 and x plus 4, all this equal to 0. I reiterate, two numbers when I multiply, it will give me this constant c. In this example, if I take 3 and 4, positive 3 and positive 4, I multiply, I have 12. Now, if I take those same numbers, not other numbers, those same numbers, if I add, will it give me this constant b? 3 plus 4 is 7. Yes. So now these are my roots. So I take the first binomial. Remember, it's having two terms, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I have x plus 3 is equal to 0. Remember, simple algebra. We can be able to send 3 this way or subtract 3 on both sides of the equation. So if I'm to send this way, I now have x is equal to, the 3 is crossing the equal sign, it becomes negative. So I have negative 3. So that is my first solution. Or you can take the second method, subtracting 3 on both sides. So we'll have x plus 3 minus 3 is equal to 0 minus 3. Why are we subtracting? Because we want to eliminate 3. We need to have x equal to a certain number. So x plus 3 minus 3 is 0. So we are left with 0 minus 3 is minus 3. So remember, our first solution here is x equal minus 3. Now, the second one, x plus 4. We do the same stuff. We do the same stuff here. We take this, x plus 4 is equal to 0. Either we subtract 4 on both sides, or we simply send 4 to cross the equal sign. And of course, we'll be left with x equal, the 4 crosses the equal sign, it becomes negative, and we have x equal negative 4. So our second solution is x equal negative 4. So of course, factoring is here, so but these are the roots. So that brings us to the end of factoring a quadratic equation. Thank you so much. As you already know, practice makes perfect. The moment you take 2 equations, 3, 4, 5, then you become familiar with the procedure. Remember the key points. Look for 2 numbers. When you multiply, you will be able to have the constant c. And those same 2 numbers, when you add them up, you'll be able to have the constant b. I hope you've learned something new today by factorizing a quadratic equation. As you already know, I remain your boy, Prince D. Much love and God bless. See you in the next video.